Yes, I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is. You a freshman? No problem. My class is in Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there. Really? That would be wonderful. Thank you. Was this really happening? Was that JonTron? Were you just talking to JonTron? Yeah! May's eyes widened, and I couldn't help feeling a little smug. I realized I didn't know the way to class after you and I got separated, and he offered to walk me. You're a new girl? I nodded. My name is Hana. It's nice to meet you. He nodded. Shane. Hey guys, what's up? My name is Ben, and today we are playing more Asagao Academy. You guys seem to really like the first episode. The second episode hasn't gone out as of the time of this recording, so we'll see. But we're going to continue going after Shane. We talked to him last time. So we're gonna do that thing. I woke up to my alarm beeping, feeling only dread of the hours to come. After the nightmare that was the ice cream incident yesterday, I never wanted to take another step out of my room. Before we continue, I'm gonna check out this diary, because, I mean, I kinda knew it was a feature the first time around, but I never read it. So I'm gonna look. For tournament points 10. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna go back to the very... Okay, there we go. Dear Diary, today is the first day I finally go to Asagao Academy. I couldn't sleep all last night when my dad dropped me off at the train station. He held my hand and stroked my hair. You look like your mother did, he said, but he didn't elaborate. I miss my mom, I miss my dad. But hopefully this will be my fresh start. Dear Diary, things seemed to go well yesterday, and I thank goodness for that. I seem to have somehow made a friend named May, and she's really cute. I'm lucky to have her on my side. She seems so popular and kind. Aside from that, I ran into this group of guys called the Normal Boots Club, rather. They're really popular. I wonder whether I could get in with them too. Dear Diary, after what happened last night, I don't even want to think about what'll happen today. I'm trying to stay positive, but... Okay. Now let's keep going. I curled up inside my blankets as my alarm went off. It was only the second day of school, and I felt the same as I did every morning at home. May, of course, was already up, and I could hear her hair straight and her clap shut every few seconds from across the room. I felt bad about letting the alarm go off for so long, so I slid my hand out of the covers to switch it off. Hana? Hana? Get up, sleepyhead. I know you're awake. I didn't even have time to poke my head out before May's body slammed into the edge of my mattress, bouncing me up. She jumped from almost halfway across the room.
Morning!
Ha! You can't hide from me, May. Or you can't hide from May, rather. Wow. Boo! Sorry. I was breathless, and I paused to calm my heart before speaking again. Are you worried about what happened yesterday? No one cares about it, Hana. I almost forgot about it myself. She must have seen my face. She brought an arm around my shoulders and pulled me closer to her. For real though, we're gonna go to class and no one's even gonna mention that you made a huge fool of yourself yesterday. You could have put that better. I'm kidding. It might have been a big scene, but it totally wasn't your fault. It was Paul, alright? When you jump, you have to calculate your trajectory, just like I did now. He could learn a lot from a master like me. Get dressed and cheer up. I could bottle your gloom and sell it to a wizard. And what if he used it for evil? You can't let that happen, Hana. Her smile was wide enough to bridge a gap between the continents. The beginnings of tears pricked the back of my eyes, but this time they were for a different reason. I opened my closet and tried to avoid looking at the sad lump of clothing inside, slathered with dried up ice cream. I only had 2 uniforms, which cost my dad an entire month's salary. If I wasn't able to get the stain out of the uniform, what would I do? Sighing, I took my second uniform off its hanger and slipped it on as May waiting impatiently for me. Ready to go? I guess so.
Yeah!
Good. Just as May said, no one paid any special attention to me. Well, there were a few odd looks here and there, but nothing nearly as bad as what I was expecting. As the lecture went on, my anxiety for the most part faded. I took to staring out the window to avoid eye contact. A few boys were out on the playing field playing soccer. Wait, was that PBG? I scooted closer, trying to get a better look. Hana! At the sound of my name, I leaped to attention. If there's something more interesting outside than samurai death battles, please feel free to enlighten us. Came here to learn, not contemplate the scenery. Yes, Miss Shizuka. I'm sorry. She turned back to the chalkboard and continued her lecture as if nothing happened. A few desks in front of me, a guy sitting next to Brutal Moose turned around and gave me a flashy thumbs up. I made a face at him, unsure of exactly... Ugh! I made a face at him, unsure of what exactly he expected me to do. Then Ian turned around and socked him on the head. The other guy mumbled something to him, probably apologizing. Ian's eyes slid to me for a brief instant. Then he looked away. Were they looking at me because of what happened yesterday, or was there some other reason? I shook my head. There wasn't time for this. I had work to do if I wanted to keep my scholarship. After pages and pages of notes on Japanese history, it was nearly time for lunch. Okay, everyone is almost free to go. The work tonight isn't so hard, so don't grumble. You should work together to complete it if you have a hard time. Also, as you may be aware, the Flower Festival is coming up in a week and a half. This news was met with a few cheers as everyone started to pack up. Since you have the day of the festival off, our first exam will be the day before. There were no cheers this time. Romance is wonderful, believe me, I know. But try not to let the festival distract you, okay? That is all. See you tomorrow. Miss Shizuka flashed a peace sign and winked as she walked out the door. What a weird teacher. Ugh, that lecture was so boring. May walked beside me, a tray in her hands. We were shuffling through the cafeteria, trying to find a seat. Didn't you say that yesterday? Probably, but it's true for today, too. Hana, help me. I'm gonna die of boredom. We have an assignment to keep us busy, May.
What?
We already have work to do? How did you not hear that? May sighed dramatically, then leaned to the side and rested her head in the crook of my neck. I reached up to pat her head a few times, but she straightened before I could do it. Oh god, Hana, Paul's walking over here. He's looking at you. Does he look angry to you? Why is he coming over here? Do you think he's going to kick you again? The same Paul who humiliated me last night strode towards me. I instinctively backed away, but he kept coming closer. I'm glad I found you. He didn't look angry to me. In fact, he was giving me an odd, lopsided smile. I wanted to make sure you weren't hurt or anything. You ran off before I could properly apologize. I looked down at my feet. I was embarrassed enough that I ran off crying like a little girl, but to know that I made them feel bad was even worse. At the same time, the image of my ruined uniform plopped into my mind. I couldn't tell whether I was more angry or embarrassed, or whether I was feeling something else entirely. I got you pretty bad, didn't I? I think I ballerinaed too hard. He tilted his head to the side. It's a shame you're not wearing the uniform from yesterday. I liked the pink splotches on you. It matched your hair. A deep, sick feeling crawled up from my stomach to sit in my throat. My dumb, stupid hair. Everywhere I went, people made fun of it. I thought the normal boots guys were different, and he was trying to apologize. How could he say something like that to me? Now, for the first time, I thought of dyeing it a different color, but quickly dismissed it. Paul was waiting for a response, May giving me a quick nod as if warning me not to mess this up. I mustered my best smile, hoping it was at least somewhat convincing. It's okay. I'm fine. Don't worry about it. Anyway, I'm more than happy to pay for the dry cleaning. Josh and Nick and I feel really bad about everything. We never made a girl cry before. Well, not by physically injuring her, I guess. Thank you, but I was just going to scrub it in the sink. Dad and I could never afford things like dry cleaners, so I was surprisingly good at hand-washing things. That thing is going to need more than just hot water and soap, trust me. Tell you what, I have a friend who's a natural with that kind of stuff. I'll ask her to get the stain out for you. Just meet me later and bring your uniform. Okay? I'll try not to kick you this time. Without giving me the time to say yes or no, he nodded and turned to leave. He spun quickly back around. I flinched. Are you and, May, right? Do you guys have a table? The cafeteria is pretty full right now. You can sit with us if you want, just for today. Yes, we'll go. Right, Hana? Lunch. With the Normal Boots Club? Maybe. Maybe I really could become friends with them. And then no one would bother me again, not about my hair or the ice cream incident. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Alright.
Alright, follow me, ladies. He led us to the middle of the cafeteria where the Normal Boots Club sat with the table all to itself. Hey, you found her! You're Hana, right? I nodded, blushing as I took a seat at the edge of the table next to Paul. May forced herself in between Jared and PBG. Her eyes were only a few sparkles away from forming huge hearts. Real subtle. So, Hana, we saw that you were upset and we're all worried. Are you feeling better? PBG looked at me, clearly concerned. My heart was beating hard against my chest, but I wasn't sure whether it was because I was nervous or because the sad look on my face made me want to give him a hug. Or maybe it was because I was about 2 inches away from Paul and only an arm's length away from all the other guys. As I tried valiantly to open my mouth, whispers sped around the lunchroom. Look at those girls over there. Who do they think they are? How come they get to sit there? I wish Senpai would notice me. Main characters get all the luck. Suddenly my thoughts turned dark. Could it be that by getting close to these guys I was setting myself up as a target instead of getting protection? My thoughts spun in my head. I was suffocating. PBG was still looking at me, even more worried than before. I'm fine. Thanks for your concern. Please don't feel bad. It was my fault for getting in the way. I'm sorry for causing such a scene. I should have controlled myself better. I hung my head. I wasn't sure how to act around these guys, so I defaulted to extremely polite. My father would have been proud. Hey, Hana, don't apologize. It was Paul's fault, right, Paulie? Nick shoved Paul, who looked exasperated. I apologized as best I could, Nick. Give me a break. It was a relief that PBG wasn't staring at me anymore. Almost no one else was paying me or May any attention. Shane, however, was still shooting me quick, suspicious glances. It was almost like he didn't want me there, and I felt uncomfortable.
Hey, Hana.
How do you like it here so far, Hana? Good, how about you? I mean, I like it here, thank you. Gerard smiled at me, then turned away. I picked at my food. The guys were all wrapped up in their own conversations, and May was busy preventing hyperventilation from being so close to Jared. I can feel his body heat. Oh dear.
Hey.
You doing okay, Hana? The smiling Satch turned to me. I know it can be overwhelming. You're fine, right? Yeah, I am. Thank you. I winced. Sorry, I can be a bit of a wallflower. No need to apologize. I'm sure we've all been wallflowers before. But that reminds me, the flower festival. He turned to the group, addressing them all. As if on cue, they suddenly turned to pay him attention. Who are you all taking this year? Right, the flower festival. Miss Shizuka mentioned it before. What is the flower festival? No one's explained it to me yet.
Well...
It's basically just a festival. Didn't you have those at your old school? We did have festivals at my old school, but they were basically just 40 kids grouped in one room sharing snacks they brought from home. Well, we had something kinda like them, but I stopped going.
Really?
Oh, why not? They're so fun. I didn't really want to answer. There was no way I could say, well, my friends turned on me, so when I went, people pretended I didn't exist. But May was waiting for an answer, and everyone was looking at me. I'm just... not into that stuff, I guess. Oh, well, maybe you'll like this one more. The Flower Festival happens all over Japan around this time of year, but it's a big deal in Higanbana, the town right next to Asagao. There's apparently some kind of myth about flowers that's somewhat important. Supposedly, the founder of Higanbana was an old man who got lost in the mountains and almost died of thirst. His flower spirit came to him and offered to help him in return for his vow to protect her home. He agreed, and she drained herself of all water so he could drink. The man founded Higanbana to watch over the meadow in which he met the flower. In some versions of the myth, the man and the flower spirit fell in love. It's a truly romantic festival. One may hope to find someone with who to make a vow of eternal love, just as the man and spirit did, and to live on to protect the one they love. Jared winked and May swooned. So during the day of the flower festival, there's a lot of stalls set up and you can go play games and eat food or go flower viewing. Then at night, there's a special meadow over by the temple where you can go watch the flowers. There's a bonfire and dancing. It's a lot of fun. We look forward to it every year. Asagao sells paper flowers in a little booth to raise money for the school too, so there's usually a big volunteer drive beforehand for people who are good at origami. Origami? I'm good at origami.
Really?
Really? Shane is too. Maybe you should work together. Shane gave a tight-lipped smile. Somehow I didn't think that would be happening.
Hey.
Hey, speaking of, I swear you rejected 10 girls last festival season. I mean, that's nothing compared to me, naturally, but there were so many girls with broken hearts, even I couldn't mend them all. You still hung up on your English girlfriend?
What?
Shane flinched, visibly taken aback, then he shrugged. I don't talk about it to her anymore. Oh, Shane, I just want you to be happy, that's all. He wiped away a fake tear. Shane grimaced. How great would it be if someone asked me, maybe even if one of the normal boots guys did? No, I doubted that would ever happen. They were only letting me sit at their table because they physically assaulted me. I sighed and cut my beefcake with a plastic knife. So, any girls in mind, fellas? Besides me, May shifted nervously. Her eyes kept flicking from Jared to her french fries. They looked like a child who stole several cookies. Jared spread out his arms and raised an eyebrow, a god waiting for names to fall into his lap. I'm thinking of going solo this year, to be honest. Yeah. Same. Man, you guys are boring. You aren't much better, man. I am on another level compared to you guys. I've already got my choice picked out. There was a quiet clattering next to me. May had dropped her fork. Yeah, I'm sure you have, and it'll probably be a new choice tomorrow. Jared flipped his hair with his hand. You know me so well. There's only so much time to make so many different girls' dreams come true. I must find the one who's most in need. So it's not even about which one you like, huh? Nope. And you make fun of me. Just then, the warning bell rang. It was time to head back to class. As everyone got up to toss their trays, I stood up and, overwhelmed with a sudden burst of feeling, shouted, "Thank you for letting me and May eat lunch with you today. I really appreciate it." Yeah, thanks. Hana was having a terrible day and you guys cheered her right up. So, see you guys again tomorrow, same time? May tilted her head, eyes twinkling. May, Paul said we could only sit with them today. Ha, it's cool. Paul waved a hand in dismissal, almost dropping his tray with the other. The cafeteria is really crowded and we have extra room at our table. People are too afraid to sit with us or something. Well, we did kick a girl yesterday. All three of them shrugged at the same time and then left the room, moving in unison like a team of synchronized swimmers. Jared jumped his tray and jogged up to catch with them. As soon as they were out of earshot, May took my hands in hers and jumped up and down. You did it, Hana. We get to sit at the popular table. I've been trying to do this for 2 years and you did it in 2 days. She dropped our hands and made a, jokingly, I think, angry face. Main characters have all the fun. You'll be in Paris painting a diorama or a paper-mache lamp, anything postmodern, then write a paper on a design. Or don't, that works too. But remember, this project will count for 10% of your final grade, so work hard. Sound good? The only response was bitter murmuring. Miss Shizuka often ended with "sounds good," but she never cared about the answer. Alright, in the last few minutes of class, pick your partners and discuss your project plan. We'll continue next time. In a matter of seconds, almost all the desks in the classroom connected. I looked at May, but a girl, Mimi Santos, already claimed her. May frowned at me as if to apologize. I scanned the classroom for the few other people I met, finding them already paired. I was going to be the only one without a partner. Suddenly, the edge of a desk collided with mine.
Hey.
Guess we'll be working together. Phoebe sat in front of me with a cheeky grin. Didn't he sit on the other side of the room? How did he get his desk over here so quickly? I leaned over to look past him. He left a gaping hole and several collapsed students in his wake. Seeing my gaze, he turned around. Oh, oops, sorry! He waved sheepishly. A Boyd glared at him. Well, for better or for worse, we're partners. I guess we are. Sorry. Why are you apologizing? Wait, no, that's not what I meant at all. You're super smart. I'm just sorry you're stuck with me. You're pretty smart too, though. Right? Not that I knew. I guess. But I hate schoolwork. I don't care about it at all. 10% of our grade depended on this project. Oh, not that I'm going to make you do it all. I may not like school, but I'm not going to let somebody else fail just because I think it sucks. I haven't done something like that since I was a kid. The girl got so mad I learned my lesson. He laughed, hitting the desk and crinkling his nose. I didn't see what was so funny, but from the way he was looking at me, it seemed like I should. I smiled hesitantly. He stopped laughing and frowned at me the same way he did yesterday. Do you like apple cider? I'm sorry? Or, pinball, or what about magnolias? Yeah, I guess I do. Guess you do. But, he sputtered, opening and closing his mouth like he was trying to eat the air. I searched his face, wanting to help him out. He was clearly struggling. PBG leaned forward, looking into my eyes like he was deciphering a code. Really, Ford? So close I could see little brown flecks in his eyes, Ford. What? PBG moved away, his anxious look fading into a slight smile. Actually, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I was brainstorming a subject for our piece, but you didn't have any strong reactions to anything, so I guess we won't be doing those then. Like hell. The bell rang and students started packing up. Oh no, we didn't get to pick a project. I'm sorry, that's my fault. I was messing around, but don't worry, I'll come up with something. Just leave it to me. He thumped his chest as he got out of his chair, striking a pose and giving me a wide smile. A wide, reassuring smile. He shuffled his desk back to the side of the room as I packed my things away. I didn't understand what happened, but maybe it was better to forget about it. He didn't seem to want to explain. I left the classroom, thinking to wait for May, but instead PBG trailed me into the hallway. He cleared his throat and I turned to face him. I tilted my head back in an uncomfortable degree. He was tall, but he was scratching his neck, avoiding eye contact. So, you said you were fine at lunch, but are you sure you're okay? I mean, you were really freaked out yesterday, so... Heat crept its way into my face. No, I'm alright. As long as you're fine. If you need any help with anything, you can rely on me, though, especially since... The uncertain look crossed his face again. Well, never mind. Are you heading back to the dorms? Yes. Nice, me too. We can go together. He pumped his fists into the air. I glanced into the classroom. May was still talking to Mimi, looking like she was about to rip the girl's head off. She wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Sure, let's go. But as we turned to leave the hall, we were interrupted by someone wearing a yellow and gray jacket. The rival club's jacket. My heart stopped. Standing before us was a tall man with cheekbones like no tomorrow. I didn't recognize him from our class, which must mean that he was one of the other Hidden Block members. I didn't know whether I should scoff at him or ignore him, but before I could do anything, PBG held out his hand for a high five.
Hey.
Hey, Jeff. Jeff returned the gesture, and the two locked into a conversation.
Hey, what's up?
PBG, you pumped about the soccer match?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this day all summer.
Right on.
Are you busy? I'm trying to get the team together right now for last-minute practice. You in? I am so in. I have nothing to do for the rest of the day. And are my cleats still in your locker? Yep. Awesome, let's go then. Jeff briefly looked at me and pointed. PBG turned around, surprised I was still waiting.
Hana.
Oh, Hana. Sorry, I gotta go. See you in class tomorrow. I'll make sure to bring my thinking cap. He put on an invisible hat and gave me a thumbs up. Oh, wait. Do you want to come to our game? It's in a few weeks and the first one of the year, so it would be cool if you could come to watch us. Mostly me, because I'm the star player. Wow, thanks. course I will, PPG. That sounds really fun. I would love to come. Woo, thanks. That really means a lot to me. Usually the first game doesn't conjure a big crowd. Can I bring May? She might have planned on going anyways, but since she was always including me in things, I wanted to do the same to her.
Yeah.
Totally, bring as many people as you want. Fill up the stands. He left with Jeff, and I headed back to the dorms. May usually walked with me. It felt weird to be alone, and suddenly I realized it would feel even weirder to be in the dorm alone. Not knowing what else to do, I headed for the library. Might as well get started on some homework. I stayed in the library much longer than I anticipated, head low over a small sheet of project ideas in a thick book. Every time I thought about leaving, panic seized me. Truth was, I still didn't know my way around the academy. May had been there to guide me, and I was more focused on the people around me than the places. As students trickled past, laughing and heading off to no doubt have tons of fun, I fiddled with my pencil. I would have to leave eventually, though. Hesitantly, I closed my notebook and stood.
Hey, Hana!
Hey, Hana, how are you? I whirled around. Gerard was walking past me, a thick book in one hand.
Gerard.
Gerard. Hi, I'm good, thank you. I laughed weakly and found myself wringing my hands together. Yeah? He clearly didn't believe a word I was saying. I sighed. I'm a bit scared to leave. I know that sounds pathetic, but I don't really know my way around here, so... Yeah, you look a bit like a lost otter. A lost otter? But hey, I haven't really gotten a chance to talk to you until now. I've been wanting to ask if you're settling in alright. I know that transfer students don't really get introduced to the school the way freshmen do. Are you getting your classes okay? How's your homework load? Do you like the food? Getting along with May? I stuttered, unsure of which question to answer first. Everything's fine. May is great. Yeah, she showed me around the campus recently. It was really nice of her, but she wasn't very thorough. A grin slowly spread across Gerard's face, as if he was unwrapping a present. Can I show you around? I can show you around if you like. I used to give tours to incoming students. If you're new, you should really get a tour. Sure. Gerard's eyes lit up at the mere mention of a tour. I felt bad turning him down.
Right.
Great, we can start at the boys' dorm. I need to put my books away. He laughed and headed out of the library. I fell into step alongside him. Has anyone told you we don't get many transfers? It's been implied. Always wonder what new students think of everything right when they get here. I wish I could experience everything here for the first time again. Was your old school anything like this? Not at all. It feels more like a college campus because of the dormitories. My old high school was just a big brick building. Gerard nodded. I thought he wanted to say more, but we were in front of the boys' dorm. He pulled the door open for me, and once inside he held open his hands.
Aw, yeah.
This is Bluebell House, where the boys live. It's literally a carbon copy of the girls' dorm, except the walls are blue. Feel free to walk around, but probably don't go into any rooms. I'm just gonna go drop this off. I'll be right back. He raced off the stairwell, then took them two at a time. I got the feeling he was rushing so as not to make me wait longer than I had to. I smiled. It made me feel cared for. There wasn't much to look at or do while I was waiting, though. I stepped to the side so as not to block the door, and I stretched out my neck, listening to the sounds of the action movie from a room nearby. Maybe I should wait outside? I headed for the dormitory door, but when I reached to pull it open, the door swung open by itself and two yellow-jacketed men stepped into the hall. I stared up at them in shock, and they looked at me the same way. Whoa, pink hair, that's unique. The one on the right instantly called out my hair in a thick British accent. The younger, probably the youngest student I met so far, scanned me up and down. The girl who sat at the normal boots table today, aren't you? You could tell? Was my presence already so well known just from sitting at their table? I wasn't sure whether to be pleased or upset, but the men in front of me were busy talking amongst themselves. I never thought they'd entertain having a girl join them. Do you think it's because of the puzzle incident? Shane would never be comfortable with someone joining up just like that, though. They hardly know her. There must be some reason she sat with them, though. If they're planning a secret weapon, we should get back at them. Excuse me? I shouted into the middle of them, shocking even myself. I wasn't usually so loud or forward, but the way those two were bickering gave me the impression if I didn't stop them, they'd keep going on forever. I'm right here. You can just ask me something if you're confused. Hey, you're right. So are you joining the Normal Boots Club then, or...
What?
Joining? Joining the Normal Boots Club never even crossed my mind as a possibility. All I was thinking about was getting in good with them. Getting on their good side so that hopefully people wouldn't mess with me. Actually join the club? Was that even possible? Weren't they gamers or something? I had almost no experience with video games. There was no way I'd be able to join. Seeing my crestfallen face, the young member backtraced. Sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. We're members of the Hidden Bot Club. The Normal Boots is our rival in tournaments. So we were just wondering.
Greetings and salutations, my beautiful person.
I'm Kid Icarus, and this is Jimmy Wetzel. You can call me Caddy for short, though. Everyone does. Everyone? Jimmy cast a knowing glance in Caddy's direction, and Caddy grimaced. Almost everyone. But beautiful? Thank you. Don't mind him, he tells everybody that. Because everybody is a beautiful person. Ouch.
Hey, guys.
Hey, guys. Gerard skidded around the corner, panting as if he ran the entire way. In fact, I didn't doubt that he had. I see you met Hana. She's a new friend of ours, so be nice to her, alright?
What?
Would we ever be anything but nice?
Whatever.
Last year's tournament would beg to differ. That was one time, and that was only because Shane ate my pizza. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Later, guys.
Anyways, I don't want to keep you. I was giving Hannah a tour of the campus since she's new here. Well, it was nice meeting you. I hope we'll see you around more.
Bye.
It was nice meeting you. Gerard waved the pair off as they climbed the staircase and held the door open for me again. And we're off again. That's Azalea Arts Center. There's a recording booth and lots of spare rooms for clubs to meet in. The theater is right next to it. It's where John holds the drama club and all its rehearsals. I think the student council elections are held there, and Jared has a special event for at least once a semester. Ugh. Last year it was a martial arts exhibition, and Jared did kendo against the other practitioners in the school. He shook his head in awe.
See what I mean?
He's truly talented. Really, all of my friends are. I think I'm really lucky to have people that like that around me. Aw, Gerard.
Huh?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Did you have a question? No, that's alright. Great, over there you can see Hikabana peeking out over the distance. There's a field separating us. People like to eat there. Gerard seemed cheerful, grateful, down-to-earth kind of person. He was really going out of his way to help me out and be kind to me, and he didn't even seem to realize what a big deal that was. Something told me I shouldn't point it out. Despite that, I was truly thankful. He took me to places May did and more, describing everything and several past events in excruciating detail. It was a little much for a friendly tour, but having the names and locations of all the buildings burned into my mind was a good thing. We ended the tour back in Poppy Hall after what seemed like hours of walking. Gerard was keen on finishing the tour with the best place on campus. Ta-da! Here it is, the Normal Boots Club room. He pushed the door open and pointed inside. It looked like a regular room filled with desks and some kind of toys. It's not much, but it's home to some of my happiest memories. He shut the door again and dusted his hands. There's a little closet here people use to store things, too. He reached to turn the handle, but paused, then retracted his hand. Was that a shutter I saw? Just a little tip. Knock before you open the door to any closet on campus.
Really?
Why? Oh, you know, ghosts, I guess? That was strange advice, delivered strangely. Gerard was uncomfortable. I wasn't sure what to make of it. He knocked, and a few seconds later opened the door. Someone was in that closet. I was not expecting someone in that closet. Why was someone in the closet?
Hey!
Hey! Gerard waved to the person, then closed the door, turning back to me. Who? Sorry if he scared you. What? Anyways, that's it for the tour. How was it? He beamed. I hesitated, but seeing that his eye twitch slightly, I thought it better than to bring it back up. It was awesome. Thank you so much. I learned a lot about the school and about you and your friends. It made me feel included. No problem, not at all. I like helping out. I wish I had someone to show me around when I first got here.
Huh.
You have no idea how long it took me to find all the secret tunnels and make a complete map of campus. Secret tunnels?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, oh man, I gotta show you. Gerard glanced at the clock hanging on the wall and winced.
Oh.
Darn, I gotta get going. I have homework to do. But if you ever need more help, I'm here for you. He got out a notebook and scribbled something down. Then he ripped it out and gave it to me. Here. My phone number, dorm number, address, parents' phone number, email, spacebook, and blipper information. Don't hesitate to ask me anything.
See you later.
I'll see you later, Hana. It was really great spending time with you. Just like that, he was gone. I put the paper in my bag, chuckling softly to myself, then paused. I had to check. We were in front of the supply closet the whole time, and I fought the urge to open the door after Gerard closed it. I was going to see who was in there. Darkness. The light was off this time. I slid my hand across the wall, looking for the switch, and flipped it. There was no one in the closet. I froze, still as the paints and construction paper that lined the wall. He wasn't in here, and this was the only exit. I closed the door, blinked hard, and walked straight back into my dorm room. Forget about it. Just forget about it. Ignoring that last incident, Gerard went truly out of his way to show he was thinking about me. In fact, I got the impression he was this way for everybody, maybe even everything. He was thorough, very thorough, and when he wanted to help you, he did everything in his power to do so. Maybe it hadn't meant much to him, but it meant a lot to me. I returned to the dorm and crawled into bed with a smile on my face, ready to take on the next day. This time I knew I wouldn't get lost.
Yo, what's up?
Burning.
Got this nice new,
Shut up.
bling.
Burning. That's why we could do that thing, Steve. Just have to update. 4 seconds. Oh, heck no!